Social podcast, Social Genius. Welcome. And here we are on YouTube. I'm glad you missed the first 15 seconds because boy, did that suck. Episode 63 of the Social Genius podcast. And you know what, Tristan, before we get into the meat and potatoes today, the one thing I do want to mention, I have received several comments from listeners. We always joke that we've got 2 or 3. I think we're up to 5 or 6 now. We even, Tristan, got an email today from somebody who wants to be a guest on our podcast, who's got this massive, by the way, she's got like I think an 800,000 follower YouTube page, and she's growing on TikTok. And I'm like, in hell yes, let's schedule her.
Did you say 800,000?
I believe so. I believe that's what it said. It might, I could maybe take off a 0. I'm not sure.
We'll 80,000. Well, you guys will check anyway, because that's even 80,000 is insane.
Yeah, it really is. It really is. But the point is, you guys are listening. It is 800,000, by the way. You're listening. We appreciate you. Clearly, this is, we're not just doing this for ourselves anymore, and I'm excited for that. So with that said, let's quickly move over to today's topic. And Tristan did put in the chat here, which if you're not watching this, you're probably listening to this. What's her name? It's in your email, Tristan. I'm not going to let anybody else know the name because you're going to have to wait to listen when we have her as a guest.
I deleted the email.
Oh, well, good job, buddy. Good job. We'll have to resend it again. Now, if you are watching this, by the way, I want 2 things I want to point out. We're wearing the same shirt. And the answer is no, we did not roll over this morning and say, hey, Tristan, or hey, Jeff, what are you going to wear today? That just happened by happenstance. And if you also are watching, you'll notice that we have some new hats. The swag is finally in effect. We've got 2 hats. We've got this black one that's more of a flat bill, black and white. We've got this white one. I'm showing it. It's more of a curved bill. And they're both really cool. They will be for sale, and we'll put them up in the Drunk on Social Facebook group. So if you're not hanging out there, it's time to hang out there. I'm sure we'll put it on Instagram as well, so you'll see it there. We'll start promoting that. With all of that said, Tristan, I think it's really important. You just did, at the time of this recording, you did a video talking about your evolved and updated social media strategy. And I think this is important. I want to point something out, folks. This isn't just like setting your New Year's resolution in January and then just running through the entire year. Sometimes you have to shift. Sometimes you have to evolve, and more so in this arena, which is social media. And that's exactly what's happening for both of us. Tristan just happens to put it all over his whiteboard with really great handwriting, very well put together, and mine's just right here in this noggin. And so, Tristan, let's talk about what the hell you just posted up the other day and what is on your whiteboard, and let's break it down.
Dude, I'm pumped, bro. And by the way, I just found the lady that wants to be on, 802,000 followers, and she speaks Spanish. So we're going to be speaking Spanish to her.
She's from the Ukraine too.
No way.
Yeah,
all of her videos are in Spanish.
Because she moved from Ukraine to Mexico. So she probably learned that and then moved from Mexico to LA.
Smart, dude. We got to connect. Okay. I'm feeling that we're going to have, so check this out. We've got London, we've got D-Rock, we've got this lady, we've got Sean Cannell coming soon. We got Chris Doe. We're building up our people here, man.
This isn't just your mom and pop podcast anymore.
Yeah. It's just two guys with t-shirts and hats. Is that our new podcast? 2 guys with t-shirts and hats.
2 guys with limited wardrobe that they happen to be wearing the same clothes, shirts.
We'll work for free shirts.
Yes.
Practically. I mean, Jeff came over my house. He literally dumped the free merch and he said, wear it. And I was like, okay. And then I just finished working out. And I'm like, I need a good black shirt. And I'm like, oh, thank God Jeff left this good shirt on. So thank you, Jeff.
You're welcome, buddy. You're welcome.
I appreciate that. All right. So I did take some time to outline this for the second half. And I noticed only because just in the last couple of months, Jeff and I have changed our strategy a little bit in our approach to social media. And it's always changing. It's always changing because we're always testing things out. The more we learn, the more we can come back to you with. And it really starts with the understanding that a lot of this a lot of this growth, a lot of what you're putting out there on social media is really going to depend on two things. Driven, you have to be driven by value, the value you're giving, right? This is all value driven, value driven. And it has to be more niche oriented, more along either a specific thing that you absolutely love, that you're great at, that the algorithm can then find an audience for, or it can be niche driven, area specific. Like me, I'm in Malibu. If I would do a lot more Malibu videos, it would find a lot more people in the region or people interested in Malibu or LA. So that's where this stemmed from, knowing that that's what the algorithm is primarily looking for. It's looking for that original content. And Jeff and I in this podcast, we've even said how Instagram is looking for original content. They don't want repurposed, they don't want reshared, they don't want anything that has a logo. They want all original content, and they'll reward you more for that, right, man?
Yeah, I don't like that part because that's the hard part. And honestly, I'm going to continue to test that theory. So for those of you listening that also hear us talk about multi-purposing content, we still stand by that. This still, social media can't chew up 100% of your time or make you go crazy, because if it does, it ruins the whole point of doing this. And so, we're going to keep, I still stand by what we do. There's some things that there's some tweaks you need to make along the way, like removing the TikTok watermark and things like that. Downloading these videos to your phone, shooting the video on your phone, doing the editing in Viva Video, then uploading to the various places, those kind of things. Because, the more organic, the better. But at the end of the day, Tristan, I still believe that great content will trump anything. That's hard though. And for those of you listening, I know that everybody struggles with this. Great content is really hard to make. And so follow the D-Rock mentality of quantity and focus more on quantity over quality, because as you do more, your quality will get better, by nature, right?
Yeah, that's very true, man. And I think you and I are both testing out so many things that what we're seeing is now short form video and long form video is working. And you and I are always trying to figure out how can a business owner make less videos, because we're out there working. How can we make less and still produce more, right? And so this is actually where that idea came from. We're like, how can we do that? So we started looking more into YouTube, longer form video, and being able to shoot with the intent of having value, right? Value driven. That's number one. And so what I decided to do is jump into YouTube and create one longer form video. And instead of doing it once a week, which what I was doing, I decided to go in every day. And because Jeff and I, over the last 3 years, Jeff, especially through COVID, Jeff and I have realized that the world we're in, our number one job in any business, as we start leveraging out other parts of our businesses, is really one thing, and that's content creation. Content creation. It comes down to that very one thing, because social media and technology will only enhance those relationships that we have now and of the future. That's how we reach all of these people. So when we started realizing that more, we're like, well, why are we half-assing it? Right? Let's just go all in. And all in looks like show up every day, show up every single day. But I know that we're all at different levels, right? So this is why we still think, what's the one thing we can do that can then make everything else easier? And that's one long form video on YouTube. And then if you do that once a week, you can have, either you can do it. I remember I used to do my own editing. Jeff, did you ever do your own editing?
I still do some of my own editing.
Well, I still use Viva Video and edit my own stuff here and there. But I'm talking about like overall, all of your editing at the beginning. Did you ever do that?
Absolutely. In the beginning, I couldn't afford a videographer. Yeah. Dude, I used to do the restaurant videos, and I would go to the restaurant, set up tripod, cell phone, split lav mic. I mean, it was very basic setup. And then I would sit probably for an hour or two and edit a long form video. And boy, was that a pain in the ass. But that's kind of how you learn, man. I mean, this is the name of the game. And I think this is where a lot of people will never make it because they just
Yeah.
don't have the patience or the desire to be a creator. And that was all a part of my journey, you know?
That's true, man. Is that where you and I met? Did you edit that video and audio for that podcast that we did in Closing Table in Laguna?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, I did all that stuff, man. Back then I had nothing. I was just a guy trying to figure it out.
That's so
Yeah.
funny.
Yeah.
I was doing the Casey Neistat a few years before that with the camera, the
Yeah.
DSLR and the
Yeah.
tripod.
Yep.
That's so funny. That's so funny. By the way, I'm trying to get Casey. So if I get Casey, you know, I'm going to try to get him here.
Heck yeah.
So that'll be good. All right. YouTube, one long form video, that one long form video a week can then produce 1 to 5 shorts because typically it's about 10 to 15 minutes long. From there, you can produce a lot of little shorts that you could then put into TikTok, Facebook Reels, Instagram Reels, LinkedIn. You can even run the long form video on LinkedIn, and then you can throw it into Twitter. That's the high level picture of somebody shooting one video a week and being able to dice it up. This way, you don't have to be doing videos every day. That's the easiest thing to do. The harder thing to do, which is what I have written out here, is a little hard. And that's one YouTube video a day, 1 to 5 shorts daily into YouTube. Now we're going to start dubbing every video that I do into Spanish. So I want to increase my Spanish YouTube audience. Dude, as soon as I told you about Mr. Beast, remember I said, hey, dude, we should dub these in Spanish. I had somebody last week mention, hey, these would be great in Spanish. Do you also do them in Spanish? Literally in my comments. I was like, hold on, we're working on that. I was like, out of nowhere. It's hilarious.
That's awesome.
Anyway, brand new channel in Spanish. We're just looking for the right voice, right? Next is I'm looking to do a lot more of us video family, just internal. Like when you were over, that was a great video sequence that we shot, right? That's being worked on. I want to do more of that as well. And then I also want to start a third channel for just my team out here at Malibu, Westlake Village, Calabasas. So that's what we're working on. Right now, I'm only shooting one video a day and taking 1 to 5 short videos and uploading them to YouTube Shorts. That's the plan right now, heading into what's next. The second part.
Hold on. So real quick, let's make sure that everybody understands that once a day, 5 days a week is the extreme. And truthfully, if you're listening to this and you're thinking, I kind of want to follow that, let me just tell you that once a week is totally sufficient. It's a great start. So if you want to follow this plan, but follow it on a more realistic scale, 1 a week is totally great.
Yeah, I agree, man. Once a week is good and safe as well. So the second part to this is our favorite, TikTok. We're going 3 to 5 a day, but we're making sure that some of those are either trending music, trending filters, anything along those lines, and 1 to 3 of those being business or family oriented. And now I've been starting to use a little bit more stories as well, Jeff. So I'm kind of testing that out throughout the day. So what it looks like is 3 to 5 daily TikToks and 1 to 2 stories daily on TikTok. And some of those can be repurposed from what you're shooting on YouTube or original. I think you and I shoot pretty much original into TikTok and Instagram.
Yep.
That's for TikTok. Facebook,
Now, wait, let me ask you a question. How many of those TikToks will be repurposed from YouTube of those 3 to 5 daily?
Right now, it looks like I'm just doing 1. I'm just picking the better one of the YouTube ones because I have so much content right now that I want to make sure that that one is pretty good.
Got it.
So skipping to Facebook, we've got 1 to 5 posts in each group daily, and I'm in a whole mess load of groups. So that in itself takes a lot of work. If you're just going to your personal I would suggest if you're treating this as part of your business, I would at least post once a day on your personal. Once a day, either a short video or a static post or a question, something along those lines. And then I'm doing one live a day because I'm doing that exact same YouTube live. It's playing into Facebook Live, into multiple groups. I'm doing that. And I would suggest if you want to do live into Facebook, once a week would be sufficient. It helps with the algorithm. Yeah, I do on my hand. Your hand, my hand. Yeah. See, I'll show you what happened. I was playing with this.
And you can't send those messages. Then he just sees squirrels.
I was playing with this and for those of you who can't see, it's an ink bottle. And I was changing up the ink on my only one fountain pen that I have. And I hate it. That's why I was like, I hate this damn thing, but it writes so nicely. Anyways, moving on. Facebook Reels, like 1 to 5 a day. You're already posting it on TikTok. Do exactly what Jeff said. Rip off the logo through Snaptic and upload it directly into Facebook Reels. And dude, I just got paid from Facebook. It went directly into my business checking. I was like, what? Facebook paid me? It wasn't me paying Facebook for ads? That was crazy.
Wow. Yes. Amazing. And
So
how
that was
and what did that look like?
not much, like $700 is not bad.
That's a ton of money, dude. And in terms of creation, that's insane.
So now I'm getting paid by YouTube, Facebook, and I mean, TikTok doesn't pay very much. It's like $3, but I kind of suck at TikTok, but there you go. Facebook, 1 to 5 reels a day, 1 to 5 stories a day. And that's a little easier because Instagram connects to Facebook. So you can do those same stories there. You don't need to have completely different stories there. And then one thing that I do want to do more of, and we've done quite well with them, except for technical difficulties for some reason, is rooms. 1 room a day, led on a topic that you're great at. I mean, Jeff and I have done, we did two rooms.
At least I think, yeah.
And the rooms did pretty well. We had about 30 people on.
Yeah,
and that's exactly.
But they were kind of goofy though, because remember I had problems getting on them, and I think other people had problems getting on them. So I don't know if I'm.
A lot of people had problems getting on. It wasn't just you, dude. I kept on hearing that over and over.
Yeah.
So definitely, I'm going to keep on testing that one out. That's Facebook. Any questions on Facebook?
No, I think I'm going to reiterate for those of you paying attention, if you're like Brian Bulger and you're listening to this while you're out for your walk, this is the kind of thing that I probably would go back to and either go to the show notes where this image will be included or jot this stuff down, not jotting it down for the sake of you trying to mimic this, but it's for you to try to just wrap your head around all of the places that you can be. So then you can figure out your own strategy to figure out, okay, where do I want to focus my attention?
Yeah, that is a great question. Great addition, to this, because you're going to go through this probably 2 or 3 times to jot everything down.
Yeah.
Good point. All right. Instagram. What I'm doing right now, one feed post daily. I'm doing more than that, but I want you to do 1 feed post daily, 3 to 5 reels daily. And you can post the reels onto your feed too, but minimum 3 to 5, 5 to 10 stories a day. That's the one I have a little bit more difficult time with, Jeff. I think you do pretty good on the stories. Mm-hmm. And I have a little more challenge. 1 to 2 lives weekly. I do notice that the lives that I do are doing very well. So it alternates depending on who I'm talking to, because I don't do a live by myself. If I do a live by myself, I have about 40 to 50 people. If I do a live with someone else that also has a good following, I typically go over 100, 200 and plus sometimes. So Jeff, you and I have to interview Chris Do, because he was the one we almost had 1,000 people watching live. And that increased my following like that. So good hack there. Find people that you can interview that have a good following and go live with them on Instagram.
Yeah.
there. And then one long form video weekly. I think a lot of us are forgetting that Instagram also has a long form option, right? Up to
They just
15
perform
minutes.
like crap.
They do terrible, but they're there. We might as well, if you're already uploading a YouTube video, upload it directly into Instagram. Most people have up to 15 minutes. Some rare people have up to 60 minutes. I have 15 minutes. So Jeff's the one that probably got 60 minutes. He always gets things before me.
I doubt it.
Dude, every time I'm like, oh, I can't wait to get it. You're like, oh, I've got a minute on Facebook Reels. I'm like, screw you.
That's
And then
because
I'm like, I can't wait to get stories on TikTok. He's like, I got stories on TikTok. I'm like, oh man, can't catch a break.
me and Adam Masseri are buddies.
That's what it was. That's what it was. All right. Anything on Instagram? Because I got LinkedIn.
Nope. Moving on.
All right. LinkedIn, one feed post daily, which I've been doing. And LinkedIn, remember, has a professional audience. So if you have anything to write, if you have any blogs, perfect place to put it into. You could do 1 to 3 articles weekly. I posted a Success Magazine article that I wrote, and it had, I think I got like 1 like on my personal page and maybe 3 likes in Lab Coat Agents. And then in LinkedIn, it had 55 shares. And I'm like, this is ridiculous. So each of these outlets serves a different purpose. And I think we forget that. The LinkedIn Live, I've been doing that once a day because I tied it to my YouTube Live. And those are doing very well.
Killing two
I
birds
shared that
with-
with
killing
Jeff.
multiple birds with one stone.
Yeah, dude, it's going really well. So I'm really happy with LinkedIn right now. And then both of us have used Casey O'Toole and Sean O'Toole's Maya Linked solution to automate the messaging on LinkedIn, and it's really grown our audiences. I'm up to 17,000 followers on LinkedIn, and they're all real people, all have chosen to follow, right? But that automation has really helped connect me with people. That's why I love the automation, by the way.
Yeah, agreed.
And then once Reels is out, and hold on, let me rephrase that. Once Jeff gets Reels on LinkedIn first, before me, then you can post 1 to 3 Reels a day on LinkedIn. For now, it's not out for me. And I'm sure Jeff will text me when it's out. And that's all I got on LinkedIn. Anything else you have on LinkedIn?
No, LinkedIn is not my favorite platform, but I do post there as well. I try
All
to
right.
repurpose there.
Me too. Next, Twitter. 1 to 3 feed posts daily. They could be quotes, they could be anything you like. I'm testing out a live a day because, again, I'm running it through YouTube to Facebook to LinkedIn and then Twitter. Thanks to Jeff. Jeff's like, last week, Thursday, on one of our coaching sessions, he's like, hey, did you know Twitter has Twitter Live? I'm like, what? Where? So I log into Restream and there it is. And I'm like, oh, I'm testing that out. And then when I saw that, I was like, wait a second, LinkedIn has live too. So I connected both. And for me, LinkedIn has been the winner. So thanks, Jeff. And Twitter hasn't been too bad. I'm getting about 20 views per video daily. Not too bad in comparison to 0, right? And the other thing that Twitter has that we are about to test out is Spaces. And that's like Clubhouse. I haven't tested it out. And most of the time you hear people on Spaces, they're talking about one thing, and that's crypto, all over Twitter on Spaces. So that's the common factor. Dude, you know what? You should run Twitter Spaces on the Crypto Talk in Real Estate.
Yeah. I mean, once we start doing that, yeah, that's Tristan's. We're going to start doing webinars monthly or bi-monthly in Lab Coat Agents, and we're going to be talking about. I wouldn't say so much crypto, but crypto is the kind of one of the drivers behind it. It's more about blockchain and NFTs and how it's going to affect the real estate world, and it is real estate, mortgage, title, all of that. But yeah, we're going to start doing that. So yeah, I guess you're right. Maybe I should start running those lives in multiple places at once, shouldn't I?
Yeah, man, that would be sexy.
Yeah, if I run those on Twitter, that could really help.
That could a
And
lot.
this Teresa Grobecker is brilliant. Not to digress on this topic, but man, she is brilliant. She's really, really smart.
I'm going to be listening in. So just do me a favor and message me like before you go live so I can listen in the
Yeah.
background.
Well, hell, you should just join and interview me when I do them.
What days?
We don't have it scheduled yet.
Okay. All right.
So starting in June,
I'll
though.
join.
Starting in June.
I'll join in some. I would like that. All right. And then here's the stuff I don't use that much that I want to start testing out. And those are the other outlets, minus the newsletter, because I send out a newsletter almost daily now. I've got Snapchat. I can't even say, I was going to say Snapchat. Snapchat.
Okay.
It's terrible. I'm not even on Snapchat. I have an account, but all I do is use the filters and then post it to TikTok. That's how I use Snapchat. And so I'm looking to see what I can do on a more daily basis so that I can remain consistent. So Snapchat's on my radar. Pinterest, we are using Pinterest, but it's all repurposing our short videos. And we are doing well. We've been growing over the last few months as we've been on Pinterest, but I want to see if I can change my strategy and start maybe focusing a little bit more on bringing people in on exactly what it is that I do, whether it's real estate or consulting or social media, something along those lines. Next is Discord. The only thing I use Discord for is gaming. That's it. And so I see that Gary Vee uses it very similar, Jeff, to how we use Lab Code Agents as a community to communicate quickly with people. And I'm thinking along those lines because I already have a Discord for Lab Code Agents, but what if we started a Discord for like Drunk on Social? If people have questions, they could just jump in there and ask quickly, and then it creates a life of its own because it feels like a real-time community, like a big messaging community app.
Yeah.
And so I'm thinking along those lines because I do see it thriving right now. Next, podcasts. We have multiple podcasts right now, and we love repurposing some of those. Jeff runs the Lab Code Agents podcast, and this is a podcast, but we're running it live through YouTube. We're repurposing it as a podcast, which is great. And then I'm running a podcast for Success Magazine, and then the YouTube video that I run daily almost on housing. I made that into a podcast. So those are 4 we're going to continue to keep on growing. And then Reddit. Reddit is, I think it's a surprise every time we say it's like in the top 20 most visited websites in the world, right? I think people forget that they can use it for business. And I think I'm looking deeper into how we can use Reddit to either answer more questions or pose questions so that we can be just more visible in the Reddit world. And that's an option too. And then lastly, Clubhouse. There are a few people that I know that still go into Clubhouse. Jeff, you and I know Shantae. Shantae has a weekly show on Clubhouse, and she does quite well in there.
I think Ginger Walker and Val Vanderzilver still do as well.
Yeah, so those are still, now that we had that whole Clubhouse craze, it has its user base now that still show up consistently. So I'm looking to see what are the opportunities there with Clubhouse, whether it's weekly or whether it's daily. I'm not sure yet, but that's the plan right now, man. So you see the top ones are YouTube, TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, Twitter, newsletter, and Pinterest and podcast. Those are the ones that are my main ones.
Are they in the order of your favorite?
My favorite has now shifted from Facebook to YouTube. Yeah. And then this is the order that I love. YouTube. I still love TikTok, damn it, but it doesn't love me back, but it's still second for me. So YouTube, TikTok, Instagram in that order, and then Facebook.
Got it. It's interesting. So if you look at this this plan that he's got spelled out here too, it's even got a little section about where social media is heading and the tech that he uses to do all this stuff. This is all fascinating. And I love it because it inspires and challenges me. I don't have mine spelled out quite like this, and it's not nearly as elaborate either. But yet, I still find myself like what I set out for to do at the beginning of the year has changed, And it's changing mainly because I'm seeing what's working and what's not working.
Yeah.
Also, I'm getting paid, on Instagram Reels, which I think you are. Are you on that test thing right now?
No, because they only sent it to you.
Well, of course, duh.
I'm on the Facebook Reels one. Damn, I'm still in 2008.
Well,
I'm
I never could figure out how to get into the Facebook one, so I'm in the bonuses for Instagram Reels, and they say it's a test, and currently I've been in it for like a week or so, and I think it runs through like the 13th of June, and I'm up to almost $100. It took me about 2 years to get to $100 on TikTok, so just in a
oh, good.
week, which is a testament saying that this is actually going to pay out okay. Because think about that. If I can make roughly $100 a week, I mean, that turns into some nice little side cash. And basically I'm doing what I'm already doing. So if you don't know about this, it's called Reels Play, and it's a new testing ground for
Where do you go
Instagram.
to
And
turn that on, dude?
I had a notification. I
See
kept
what I
getting,
mean?
yeah,
See,
I kept getting notifications about it. I kept ignoring it for a couple of days. Then I was like, "What? Wait a minute! They want to pay me? What the hell?"
I'm gonna
Um,
I'm complaining to Instagram, but
well, there
nobody
might.
will.
So if you go to your profile page, and above your profile picture, is there a little button that has professional dashboard?
Yeah.
Okay, so click on that, and then see if on that next page under your tools it has
Mhm.
bonuses.
Bonuses, maybe interesting. Where it says your tool, see all.
Yeah. Well, mine just has add tools, bonuses, and set up branded content tools. When
Manage,
you click see all, does it have a bonuses button?
see all. Let me check. Bonuses. No, it says Jeff is cooler than you. It does say that though. I don't know how they know. It's so weird. It doesn't, damn it.
Yeah, so that's what you see on mine right there.
Oh wow. He's showing me a graph that
Well, and then you
that
see underneath your tools, you see the bonuses button.
your tool. Oh yeah, I see bonuses.
Yep.
Nice.
Yep.
I don't have that.
Sorry, buddy.
No, I'm sad. At least I have it for Facebook.
You have, and you know what? You have way more followers on Instagram than me. So yeah, you
Eh,
would probably be doing. You'd probably. It's like Austin, because Austin's got it, and Austin's got like more followers than both of us combined. He's probably making. He's probably going to make into the thousands. Um, which I mean, that's becomes impact. But this isn't why you guys do it. This isn't why you're listening. I mean, why you're listening is because you want to come up with your own strategies. And I think this is really important for you guys to talk about. I don't think we have time for me to go through mine today, but maybe we'll do that on a future episode. Because you know what, even in the next few weeks, that might change again.
dude,
And
yes.
so I think this was insightful. I think you guys should get your hands on the picture of Tristan's graphic from his whiteboard, because it's pretty awesome. It's pretty awesome. And I think you can take bits and pieces for yourself and build your own strategy. And oh, by the way, we are doing coaching. And so let me plug that real quick. For those of you that don't want to try to figure this out on your own and you just want help doing it, we have group coaching where you can sit on a group coaching calls twice a month for an hour a piece and ask questions. We're going to share strategies. They really usually turn into great conversations. You also have some back end access to us. So it's not just those calls. You can ask us questions throughout the month. And then we've even taken on some singular clients, and I see that growing pretty dramatically to where we're helping you concoct your own strategy. We're helping you script videos. We're helping you define your pillars of content, and then we're going to help you structure the videos that you're going to shoot. We're going to help you structure as far as hook and how to put them together. You're going to shoot them. You're going to send us the raw, and we're going to edit them for you. And we're going to do exactly what Tristan talked about. You're going to shoot a video a week, and we're going to take that one long form video. We're going to edit it and optimize it for YouTube. We're going to post it to YouTube for you. And then we're going to take that long form and we're going to cut it up into multiple short form for you to post on your other platforms. And by the way, if you have groups, we can help you set up Facebook groups. We can help you post into those groups. There's a bunch of stuff that can be a part of this plan. If you're interested in this, it's not cheap. Clearly, we've got an entire arsenal team working behind the scenes for you. But Tristan, what are we charging for that? $17.50 a month.
Dude,
So
Yeah, if you want to go all in with us, where we can help you dice up all of that video and create amazing things, yeah, it's $17.50 a month. It includes us coaching you, having our team edit and dicing up all the amazing stuff that you don't know what you're doing on. We'll help you know what you're doing.
Yep.
That's
Yep.
that's the ultimate. That's the ultimate package.
We're really breaking. We're basically we're providing you with a social media team, and so for those of you that that hear this and think, oh my God, that's so expensive, when you really break it down, if you actually created the same team, which is video editors and script writers and that sort of thing, you know, you're talking probably actually more like tens of thousands of dollars a month in terms of the total salaries you'd be paying. So. Yeah, I'm excited for that, Tristan. I love what you're doing. I'm excited for what I'm continuing to do, and I'm excited for what all of you listening are continuing to do. So keep the feedback coming. Those of them that have been reaching out, thank you for that. We see them all. We will almost always engage in them all. So keep it coming, man. We love you guys, and Tristan. Until the next episode, my friend.
I'll text you.